Sitting here farting around with the TV thing and watching the tournament. And yeah, I got to go outside and work on the pickup truck. I got to get that sucker back running so we can go, run to the extortion gig place and get the food that held hostage so we can have subsistence because the wisdom of King Solomon is a fairy tale, right? Fractured fairy tale. Fuck yeah, I remember those on was it Bullwinkle or something? I can't remember. It was one of those fucking propaganda shows when I was a kid growing up. But you know, lately I've had a lot of intense. Ever since we got the internet back in, it's gotten more intense. The things I feel about the abuse that I'm going through and how to make it stop. It's because it's got to stop. The people that abuse me, they deserve to stop and be stopped. Right? And they're pathetic. They will. Yeah, I could be around people that have been part of, bad things, horrible things, because of all the abuse and their reaction to abuse, and they get abusive to others. But the people in close proximity, people in my family, people in close proximity to me, neighbors and stuff like that, people in the neighborhood that I know or know of their lives and stuff. Dad talked to Buddy yesterday and said, he's going to get the lawnmower to cut the Roundup. And Buddy tells him, no, I grab Roundup with weeds and Roundup stuff all the time. It never causes me any physical problems or this and that. And you're just like, yeah, like Enrique Flores, when he came back, we came back into town. He was like 2 or 3 years older than me, but we were in the same grade together growing up, born on the same day. But he's like 3 or 4 years older than me. And, but we were in the same grade in elementary school on the same basketball team. And a lot of the kids, he came back, he's just a really good basketball player. And Enrique went and took me to the park in Mesilla and McDailied me, backed me into the leg in the key and whammed me and shot and beat me. So I can still kick your ass. Yeah, I let him have that. I've done that with a lot of people. Let him have it. Let him have it, And he drove, but he was drunk. And he drove me home. And I was like, left foot like, oh, damn, why did I let this crazy fucker show up drunk and take me out to the park to show me up in basketball? And then, drunk driving. I was like, God damn, And he's sitting there talking to me. He tells me he drives better when he's drunk than when he's sober. And I'm wanting to explain to him, no, you just drive like an asshole when you're sober, but you're one of those, what do they call them? A friendly drunk, a happy drunk, I'm going to take you to Disneyland. I'm your best friend, I'm brother in John Jerry. He was one of those kind of drunks. He was a happy drunk, Hey, everybody sing. Hey, I'm going to take you to Disneyland. You come up to him the next day. When are we going to go to Disneyland? I never said I was taking you to Disneyland. Fuck, he was drunk, right? You know how they are, right? And so they're your best friend, and we're best buddies, and I'm gonna join. Yeah. Next day, hey. So he was drunk. He doesn't remember a goddamn thing, right? And you've been through that kind of stuff, right? And I think what's happening with all the perverts and the scientific perverts, these are genetic sequences of molecular structures and like spirits over thousands and thousands of years. And so I think they take the rest of us, Festivus for the rest of us, and abuse the fuck out of us and make us feel like we're bad people, we're inadequate, we'll never live in heaven. It'll never happen. You're just crazy. We'll never have the Lord's Prayer. We'll all die first. Well, it's been that way for about 2025 years. Yeah, we've all died first before having the Lord's Prayer. I understand your thought process, life being eternal and grace being infinite. But we have mass communications now, okay? We have global communications now, okay? Donald Trump, Elon Musk, Jennifer Lopez, okay? There's this guy, Ahmad Ali Lewis. Yeah. He had this song. He said, I used to chase honeys, now they Twitter my name. I used to chase money, when I quit it, it came, right? And it's like, why would you want to have money come? You know, why would girls only Twitter your name now? Because you got money, right? What did the Lord say? Forgive debt and trespass, love one, eternal faithful peace, right? Well, quit being stupid. And then maybe, you know, when you quit being stupid, no, you can't. I don't know. I told my dad this morning, I went in there, I said, Dad, you know, Einstein's definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Your son, do you know anybody on the planet who is a crazier, dumb ass son of a bitch than your kid? Okay. I have to be the craziest fucking lunatic on the whole fucking planet. Right? And he says, oh, you can't give up hope. It's like, yeah, I know, but I'm not going to give up, you know. I'd sooner go out there and kill myself working on the truck, run it over me and kill myself than be like those assholes on TV. Right? You got to make lots of money. If you don't make lots of money, you will be abused by the other assholes on TV. Yeah, it sounds a lot like watching TV. Big Bang Theory, yes. MASH, yes. Matlock, yes. Grey's Anatomy, yes. Watson, yes. Brilliant Minds, yes. The Working Man, yes. Beekeeper, yes. Meg, yes. Even on the Meg, yeah, they got those big old things under the ground, water, you know, with the thing. And you got the scientist going to save us from the big giant shark. You got the scientist going to save us from the perverts on the cell. The scientist with all the money and the inventions. Keep on inventing, going to blow us up. Yeah, this world is going to blow up. Gonna blow up in a zoom, 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 zoom flames. Don't be so melodramatic. Just stand up for the Lord's Prayer. You're supposed to be a Rastafarian, for crying out loud, foundation. Okay? You know, when you get people like that, it's like, okay, I thought you were Rastafarian. I thought you believe in the Messiah, and one day the Lord's Prayer will overcome the entire world. Okay. Do you guys understand what you say you believe in when you're talking about God? And you're talking about thanking God you're alive? You know, I've got all I waited for and I could not ask for more. Well, you could ask to be living the Lord's Prayer eternally and then have sex with the woman with in here with her, listening to the rain, sitting in white sands, nothing to complain. Right? I'm going to load this one up. It may take about 3 or 4 hours because I'm surrounded by the biggest psychotic, dysfunctional retards in the whole world, and they're in close proximity. The concentration in close proximity in Las Casas Cruces, New Mexico has to be off the charts, right? Because otherwise we'd be twittering my name and everybody would live in the Lord's Prayer today and every day just the same, right? Okay? I love you. You crazy bastards.